Hey everyone, welcome back to Weather Katu Wheel. And guys, today we've got a lot to cover. A major severe weather outbreak is shaping up as we head into next week. And this one is going to have a little bit of everything: strong tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, flash flooding, and even heavy snow in some areas. And it's not just next week we're watching. The pattern looks active all the way into mid-March, bringing more opportunities for severe weather. Current conditions. Let's dive right into what's happening now and what's coming next. At the moment, cooler air is settling across the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, and the Northeast. This is being driven by a powerful storm system that moved through the Great Lakes region yesterday. If you were in the Midwest, Great Lakes area, or the Northeast, you definitely felt those strong winds. It was one of those days where you really had to hold on to your hats. As the system moves out, that cooler air will stick around through the weekend, especially into Sunday, March 2nd, across the eastern part of the country. But before we dive into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Weather out west. Meanwhile, out west, it's a different story. Temperatures are starting to warm up as we head into the afternoon. Wind speeds won't be as intense as yesterday, but parts of the mid-Atlantic and Northeast could still see gusts reaching 30 to 40 miles per hour. These winds should settle down overnight, but by Sunday afternoon, places like Maine, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire could see winds picking up again, warmer air moving. And as we transition into the new week, warmer air will start building in from the west. By Monday, March 3rd, you'll really notice above average temperatures. Those deep reds and maroons on the temperature anomaly map highlight just how warm it's going to get. The heat will build through Tuesday, March 4th and Wednesday, March 5th before we see cooler air pushing back in. This clash of warm and cold air masses is going to set the stage for significant severe weather in the days ahead. Weekend forecast. Before we get into next week's major storm system, let's touch on this weekend's weather. Expect snow showers and lake effect snow across the Great Lakes and Northeast overnight and into Sunday morning. Out west, the system responsible for next week's severe weather is just beginning to move in. By Sunday morning, rain will start spreading into western Oregon and northern California. As colder air filters into the higher elevations, rain will turn to snow. The Sierras and Cascades could pick up some heavier snowfall. Severe weather risk. This weekend, as far as severe weather goes, this weekend looks relatively quiet overall. Sunday, a marginal risk, level 1 out of 5 for severe weather, includes parts of southwestern Kansas, western Oklahoma, including the Oklahoma Panhandle, eastern Texas Panhandle, far northwest Texas. While the risk is low, there is still a potential for gusty winds, hail, and possibly a brief isolated tornado. By Sunday afternoon, storms will start developing around Amarillo, Texas. These storms could form an arcing band of showers and thunderstorms with wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour and some hail. As the storms move eastward and take advantage of the day's peak heating, we could see stronger storms around Elk City, Lawton, Fort Sill, Wichita Falls, areas west of Fort Worth. By Sunday evening, as the sun sets and instability decreases, the storms should weaken as they move into eastern Oklahoma and northeast Texas. Next week's major storm system. Now, let's turn our attention to the big system coming early next week, which has the potential for a significant widespread severe weather outbreak. By Monday, March 3rd, a strong upper-level trough will dig into Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado. As it moves eastward, it will rapidly intensify and take on a negative tilt, a sign that the system is gaining strength. By Tuesday, March 4th, into Wednesday, March 5th, this system will eject into the southern plains and Midwest, creating ideal conditions for severe weather. Surface pressure analysis. At the surface, a deepening low-pressure system will start at 996 millibars over eastern Colorado on Monday, drop to 988 millibars over western Kansas by Tuesday, bottom out at around 980 millibars over Missouri and Illinois by Wednesday. Low pressure this strong means a very powerful storm, and the tight pressure gradient around it will bring strong winds and dangerous weather conditions. Severe weather threat zones. Monday, March 3rd, a marginal risk, level 1 out of 5 for severe weather over eastern Oklahoma and the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Tuesday, March 4th, the threat expands and intensifies with an enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5, from St. Louis to Dallas. Potential for strong tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail. Cities in the risk zone: Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, Birmingham, and New Orleans. Birmingham and New Orleans are both in the risk zone. By Wednesday, the threat shifts eastward, bringing the mid-Atlantic and southeast into play. Cities like Raleigh, Norfolk, Charleston, and Savannah could see severe storms. Storm evolution and severe weather threat. As the system evolves, we'll see thunderstorms developing along a dry line in Texas and Oklahoma late Monday into early Tuesday. With strong wind shear and increasing instability, some of these storms could become supercells capable of producing tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds by Tuesday afternoon and evening. Storms will intensify as they move into Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Dangerous storm chasing conditions. The terrain in these areas makes storm chasing difficult, and with the potential for strong long-track tornadoes, this could be a dangerous situation. Winter storm impacts. On the cold side of the system, heavy snow and blizzard conditions are possible from Iowa into Minnesota and Wisconsin. Tight pressure gradients and heavy snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour could lead to whiteout conditions and dangerous travel. Cities like Des Moines, Minneapolis, and La Crosse should prepare for significant snowfall and strong winds. Storm setup and development. Let's take a quick look at the setup to see just how intense this system is going to be. Sunday, a smaller system will move across the central and southern plains, bringing a brief window for severe weather in Oklahoma and Kansas. Monday, Tuesday, the larger storm system will begin taking shape. Key weather factors. The jet stream will create strong lifting across the deep south. The system's negative tilt will pull in significant moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. Wind shear will be strong, providing perfect conditions for severe storms. Uncertainty in instability levels. One of the biggest questions is how much instability we'll see. Monday night's risk looks relatively low. However, as the trough intensifies on Tuesday, conditions could come together for a significant outbreak. While recent models have shown lower instability levels, I believe they'll bounce back. Warm Gulf waters and strong southerly winds should bring in enough moisture to fuel these storms. Cloud cover, a major factor. The amount of cloud cover on Tuesday will also be crucial. More clouds, less instability, less clouds, any more instability and a higher severe weather threat. By Tuesday evening, the most unstable air will likely be focused around the Mississippi River Valley, but severe weather could extend farther north into the Midwest. Powerful winds and tornado potential. The low-level jet on Tuesday will be cranking, with winds between 60 and 80 knots just above the surface. This kind of wind shear combined with instability could lead to strong tornadoes, supercells, if storms remain isolated, severe wind damage, severe weather timing. Monday severe weather will be brief, focused on western Oklahoma, southern Kansas, and the Texas Panhandle. Monday night, that system weakens overnight, but by early Tuesday, the big storm system begins to ramp up over the Great Plains. Record-breaking low pressure. Here's something crazy. If this storm's pressure could approach record levels, we're talking about a low pressure system dropping to around 980 millibars in the Midwest. For March, this is almost unheard of. To put that into perspective, that's comparable to a category 1 or 2 hurricane if this were happening over warm ocean waters. Tuesday's severe weather timeline morning, showers and thunderstorms from Iowa to Texas, with severe storms developing toward lunchtime. Afternoon, a line of storms will stretch from Missouri to Louisiana and Texas. Ahead of this line, any individual storms could produce strong, long-track tornadoes. Backside of the system, heavy snow will develop over the central and northern plains. Even outside the severe weather, tight pressure gradients will bring strong wind gusts, so keep that in mind if you have outdoor plans on Tuesday. Peak tornado threat. The highest risk for tornadoes looks to be in the Mississippi River Valley. Expect the greatest intensity from mid to late afternoon. Damaging winds and possible tornadoes will continue into the evening as storms push east into Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama. Overnight and beyond. By Tuesday night, the severe weather will begin to weaken, but damaging winds will still be possible. The line of storms will push toward the East Coast overnight. Snow will continue in the upper Midwest and parts of Canada. By Wednesday morning, the storm should start losing strength. Late week weather outlook. Later in the week, another low pressure system could develop around New England, bringing strong winds, more snow on Thursday. Behind this entire system, temperatures will drop significantly. Below average temps will push into the Midwest and Great Plains. Meanwhile, areas closer to the Gulf Coast will stay warm and spring-like. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next update.